Hello, I am Dr. Cinema, and welcome to another movie face-off. Now, Stephen King today is known as the master of horror and suspense, the author that can put you into a thrill ride from beginning to end. And if adaptations about his books work are do well, it can be the same thing for him on screen as well. However, when talking about Stephen King adaptations, the two that are argued of being the best adaptations aren't even horror at all. I mean, there might be a little bit of thrill, but there's no like real suspense or fear of a horror movie. They're both drama pictures. We are of course talking about Shawshank Redemption and Stand By Me. Now, these two are argued as being the best Stephen King adaptations, but which one is truly the number one? Well, we've got 5 rounds to go through it, so let's get started, shall we? Round 1, story. Now, the story of Shawshank Redemption is that Andy is sent to prison for a crime that he didn't commit, and he makes a friend with Red, played by Morgan Freeman in the adaptation. And it's about him surviving in prison until he manages to find a way to escape. The story of Stand By Me is different. It's about a group of 4 young kids, roughly 12 years old each, as they go on a little journey during the summertime to find a dead body that has been spotted. Now, of course, these two are very different stories, but they both incorporate themes and ideas that we'll get to later on in these rounds. But the important thing is to decide which one really is the best. I mean, stories like Stand By Me have been played again and again in movies such as The Goonies, like for kids doing something together, accomplishing obstacles. It's something that's been done even as much as back then. Shawshank Redemption is about, a corrupt prison system and a guy trying to escape, and while it's not exactly original, it's a little bit more entertaining, especially when it's narrated by Morgan Freeman. So I'm going to have to give this round to Shawshank Redemption. Now let's go on to round 2, characters. Now the characters of Shawshank Redemption, they're easily remembered, but really, you don't really feel like that strong of a connection with them. I mean, you do have some sort of a connection with them. That's what makes the movie so great. But really, you don't really see yourself in their position that well. It's like a story being told to you. However, the characters who Stand By Me are unique, easily identifiable. You can easily put them in their shoes because of nostalgia and such. And with that in mind, I'm just going to go right ahead and just give it to Stand By Me. I mean, the kids are great. They have real conversations. They connect. They do a lot better than most other coming-of-age stories. And let's get into round 3, faithfulness. Now, in terms of faithfulness, both of these adaptations are sort of in a unique situation where instead of usually cutting stuff out of the book in order to adapt to the screen, these two sort of have to add stuff in order to fit the running time. And this can be easily seen in Shawshank Redemption, where they add a lot of stuff to it in order to fill out the roughly 2-hour running time. And there's a sort of a similar situation with Stand By Me, but really it's just more small changes in there that are understandable for the kind of movie they're trying to go for. But with Shawshank Redemption, the changes that they made, both the minor and more bigger ones, like adding stuff to it, it actually sort of adds to the faithfulness and the message that the book was trying to get out. It's a very unique film, and it's because of these adaptations that actually increase increase the story, giving it more power and attention, that I'm going to give this one to Shawshank. Now let's go on to the next round, the themes. Now the themes are obviously pretty clear in both these films. Stand By Me, a coming-of-age story, accomplishing obstacles. It's something that, like I said, has been shown in many other movies such as Monster Squad or Goonies. And while this certainly does add like a certain more mature element to it than some of those ones, it's really themes we've seen before. Yeah, it is a little bit more dark and mature for which I do have to give it credit for. Shawshank Redemption. Actually, with Shawshank Redemption, it's not that unique either. I mean, there are good themes of being in a situation where you're trying to figure out a way out. You lose hope some days, you're motivated the next. All about like fighting the corruption of the prison system and trying to make it day to day. However, like I said before, Stand By Me does add a certain mature edge to this kind of story. So, I'm actually going to give this a Stand By Me. 2-2. Now let's get on to the final round of the movie face-off. The message of these adaptations. Now, the message of Stand By Me, like I said, is a coming-of-age story, but it is a little bit more mature and a little bit of a darker edge to it. I mean, one of the final, I think it's the final line of the movie where the narrator's like, I never had friends like the ones I had when I was 12, but then again, who does? Or something like that, kind of paraphrase there, but basically saying that you never have the same kind of friends you have back when you were 12 years old, and that's something that a lot of the older people who watch this movie can identify with. And it is a bit more of a darker edge, considering the fact that when he goes on to say what happened to the fates of all of these kids in Stand By Me, not all of them really made it out of a small town, just the one person, and that really shows the darker nature of like real life. However, with Shawshank, Shawshank is dark, but it's actually a little bit more lighter at the end. I mean, for 2-3 decades, Andy makes a tunnel in order to get out of Shawshank. And there are days when he feels like, well, if he gets caught, he'll be punished, and he might not ever actually be able to get out. But he's always motivated, he has days where he's really filled with more hope, more motivation, and he continues to do this. And the message of Shawshank Redemption is like, enjoy the journey. It's not really so much about the destination, but enjoy the journey. And that's a little bit more of an optimistic message. And it's a very unique one, especially in the film, where it's actually pretty dark and doubtful. So, I'm going to give this one to Shawshank. So, out of these two adaptations that are considered the best, I felt that Shawshank Redemption is the best Stephen King adaptation. What do you guys think? Put your comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Dr. Cinema. See you next time.